What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Gridiron Command, the flagship show of the Department of Football. To my right, your left, is with me, as always, Bronco Rob. Rob, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, man, it's been a week. We had a Hall of Fame game. Football is back, baby. Let's freaking go. LFG in the chat if you're with us. I am just excited. Football is here. Preseason is here. Broncos have a preseason game this week, which we'll touch on later. But, hey, I'm just excited, man. I'm good to hear about everything that happened with your adventure and the reason why we got the show tonight. So let's get into it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like Rob said, this past weekend, I actually went to Indianapolis and I actually got to sit with and watch the Indianapolis Colts Training Camp on Saturday. And let me tell you something. It was an awesome experience. We got some autographs. We got to talk with some of the players. It was awesome. We even got to talk to a lot of the fans that are super excited about the season, are just riding high on everything that they've been seeing at that training camp. So first things first, though, let's do a little bit of rap going around the league, and then we'll dive right into the Colts. So, Rob, what do we got first?
So really, again, preseason is here. We've got some news coming out of, and I don't believe we touched on this last show, but we got some news coming out of Minnesota training camp. Kyler Murray has been named QB1 over J.J. McCarthy. So J.J. McCarthy needs to take a step back, have a seat, and, put his learning cap back on. Now, is Kyler Murray the best quarterback to learn from? But it's going to give him a little more time to develop, a little bit more time to, get rid of that 9 persona that he's got going on, because quite honestly, brother, I don't think that's doing anything for him. Obviously we did have some more injuries come out of training camps as well. I think
real quick, the injuries in training camps have been bonkers this season. I feel like there's been more injuries this preseason than there has been ever. Am I wrong in thinking that?
I don't think there's been more injuries this year compared to other years. I think that as the years have gone on and our media presence has expanded, we're just hearing about a lot more of them. Is what I really think is going on. Injuries happen. That's why every year they kind of adjust the training camp schedule, and when teams can go full pads and full contact and whatnot. But I don't think injuries are higher than normal. I think we're just hearing more about them moving forward. But there was some news also out of the Jets training camp that's oh gosh, what is his name? The wide receiver.
Garrett Wilson?
Yes, Garrett Wilson is looking phenomenal. And so really, let's be honest, Garrett Wilson is the Jets' only high profile player besides Breece Hall. Besides Breece Hall, calm down.
We're talking about teams out there doing great things, right?
I'm gonna get jumped by Grunt for not recognizing Breece Hall. But there's position battles coming out of training camps as we expect, because again, with the first preseason games for each team, the starters most likely don't play, which, in all fairness, is understood. You want your starters to have as much playing time without sustaining any injuries as possible.
I think it's also, I mean, again, we haven't gotten down to the final cut list to that 53-man roster. So this is, for a lot of these guys, their last time, or their last chance to absolutely show they deserve to be on that roster, right? So that's really, really big for these preseason games to see, hey, who is going to, even if it's preseason, just put their body on the line and make that final cut. I mean, some of the clips that came out of the Hall of Fame game that we'll get into, that looked like some real, like, pre-2020 football with some of those hits and some of those absolute, like, putting your body on the line moments. That
Absolutely.
I don't think we've seen that kind of football really in a while.
Yeah, no. This Hall of Fame game this year, thus far, has been coveted as one of the best Hall of Fame games that has been played in the last at least 10 years. You know, most of the time the Hall of Fame game is a version of flag football without the flags. You know, everybody's kind of given 50, maybe 75% effort at the most. But this game really had a lot of big hits. They had a lot of scoring, to be quite honest. I mean, 63 points was scored in that game in total. So if anybody bet on the preseason game and they didn't take the over, y'all lost out on a bet right there, because I would not have taken the over on a Hall of Fame game. There's no way in hell.
You know, whoever chose the over on the offseason on a preseason Hall of Fame game definitely got the bag.
Hey, another position battle that's coming out of training camps that I want to touch on is the Browns. Watson gets the first crack, apparently. Why? I have no idea.
I've got a hot take, dude. I've got a hot take, I think, on this, because apparently I was just watching another content creator. Shout out Mike. Was it Mike DeFone? He's on YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, he was talking about the quarterback list that had come out, and I put Deshaun at 31 and Shador at 35, right? I think Shador honestly has a better projected outlook than Deshaun does.
Well, 100%.
And Deshaun's starting to talk about another contract. He hasn't done anything for the last contract that they paid him. Like, if the Browns pay this guy any more money, they deserve to never, ever win another game. You got rid of Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett, right? You got rid of Myles Garrett. You got rid of Njoku. But you're just taking key players from this team, and you're being a pick-apart team for the rest of the NFL, and you're going to sit there and go pay Deshaun Watson and have him start? I think is ridiculous. I think they should be putting in Shador. As much as I'm not the biggest Shador fan, he has a much higher potential than Deshaun does, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, I agree with you 110%. With Deshaun Watson, and let's not ignore the elephant in the room. The dude has more off the field issues than I can count, and I can count pretty freaking high. But let's be honest. The reason why Watson is getting the start in the preseason, it's going to be a 2-game audition, because I almost guarantee that the Browns are trying to find a team to trade him to. I really think that's what's going to happen.
I think he's going to be in the same. I think he's going to be in the same boat as another quarterback that we're going to talk about today. That I don't think there's anything for him out there. Truly, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be willing to trade for him. Wherever he goes, it's not going to be his first starting gig, and he's not going to get paid near as much of what the Browns paid him. And he doesn't want to be traded. He wants them to pay him more money, because it's the easiest money he's ever had to make.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another position battle coming out of training camp is Tua gets the nod in Atlanta as the starting quarterback, which we all kind of figured was going to happen. Penix is coming back from, multiple injuries. He's still got a lot of learning to do. So am I surprised by that? Not really. But again, something that just came out today as I was finishing up work today, out of the Broncos training camp, Bo Nix will not be playing Friday, which I'm totally okay with, totally fine with. I don't want him to play at all in the preseason, to be quite honest with you. I want him fresh and healthy, 17 games, AFC Championship, and on to the ship. So
I mean,
but we're gonna get into that.
I sent you earlier the preliminary roster or depth chart today.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to take a look at that?
Unfortunately I did not. I was super busy today.
So honestly, it basically looks like we're fielding the exact same team that we fielded last season.
With the exception of JFM.
With the exception of JFM, and that Waddle is obviously a starter.
And right. What was that one safety that went to Dallas? I can't remember his name. PJ Locke.
Oh yeah, PJ Locke. Yeah, but I mean it's essentially the same exact roster. And it's really no surprise there, with the exception, I think, of two guys that I know aren't starting, which aren't like the clear wide receiver, like they're the second man up, and that's Mims and Pat Bryant, who's been getting a lot of love. Pat Bryant has been getting a lot of love this training camp.
Yes, he has. And I just want to pull this up before we get too far away from the Falcons. Mr. Pat Cochran, our first comment of the night, saying it's a bridge for Penix, which absolutely, that's definitely where it's at. Patrick, appreciate you joining the show. Thank you very much. We love the support. I'm just, and then of course the 49ers suddenly have health concerns, but again, they're one of the most injury-ridden teams in the NFL. There's
not much you can do for the 49ers. 49ers fans, just have you ever tried pushing the stadium and the training camp over there? Like, have you tried? I have a great idea. Let's push the city somewhere over here. Because whatever y'all are doing over there, it's not helping. So
Cochran comes back saying it's the data centers.
gosh darn data centers. It's gonna ruin everything.
The only other thing that I really saw that I really kind of watched over and over a few times was a video of Aaron Donald running through some drills, and I've got to be honest, he does not look the same. His footwork is not the same. How long has he been out? 2 years?
Yeah, I want to say it's like been 2 years. Cochran will tell us here in a second.
So 2 years, he does not look the same. And I personally, as a fan of the player Aaron Donald, I really want to just don't come out of retirement, because I don't want him to come back and look like a shell of his former self. Oh, Mr. Pat Cochran says 3 years. So he's been out 3 years. And they did like a video of him doing it today, and then went back to a video of him doing the same thing when he was in shape, and it's a night and day's difference. I don't know if you saw that, Grunt.
I mean, of course it is, right? Like, you don't expect to sit there and be sitting on the couch eating potato chips, watching your former team, rise to glory, right? You're not out there crushing it the same way you were. I think that if he comes off of retirement in the beginning, there will probably be a couple of instances where it's like, all right, is he really going to be able to do this? And then if he continues with it, if he stays healthy, by mid-season, he will probably be back to his former self, or at least 90%. And it's just like, in my opinion, it would be just like riding a bike. When you've been out of the game for so long, whether it's doing whatever, it's going to take some time to get back into stride. And that's probably what it is. The guy came off out of nowhere to come and take reps with the team. I mean, you can't expect him to be top tier.
Pat Cochran comes back with a comment. He kind of has a point. Does he need to be 100% next to Garrett?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't. He only has to be at 90%. Myles Garrett's younger, obviously just a dog on the field. Aaron Donald is there just to be like, if you come to my side, I'm just going to hurt you because I'm too old and tired for this. All right, I'm going to break your ACL because I'm too tired for this. You're gonna see some dirty hits. Like youth and exuberance is no match for old age and treachery. Okay.
Hey, just remember, old men don't fight fair. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I'm too old for this, young, and he's just gonna kill somebody.
The Colts we're going to talk about here in just a little bit.
Got some huge news. Super excited.
One thing that came out of the Panthers camp recently is Jonathan Brooks is back. So he's looking good. He's shown a lot of promise. But you know, and of course there was Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, basically just saying whatever the hell he wants, giving the bird. Like it was interesting to watch and listen to, and I think Aaron Rodgers 100% will retire this year, but he's just he gives
that man
zero.
That man is a dog. He does not care. He does not care. He's like, what do you do? He's literally like he's challenging them. What are you gonna do? Fire me? No, you're not. Mike McCarthy's my head coach again. I'm not going anywhere.
Right? Like he literally is at the point where he just does. In the words of Seattle Seahawks coach, he does not care. Like
in the words of Stephen A. Smith, we do not care. He's an absolute dog. I love the fact that he's just been an absolute dog out there.
I mean, other than that, man, it's just getting ready for the preseason. That's really kind of what's coming out of training camps right now.
I mean, the other big thing, again, still that we'll touch on, I haven't heard any news about Baker Mayfield's contract. That's upsetting to hear. Tampa Bay, pay the man. That's all I'm going to say about it. Pay the man.
Sorry, I'm just getting something set up here. Give me just a moment.
Right. No, take your time.
But yeah, go ahead.
So going in out of that, let's get into the Hall of Fame weekend. So Hall of Fame weekend, while I was at the Colts training camp, unfortunately, the owner was not there, nor was, I believe, Coach Steichen, because they were at the ceremony to bring in voluntary. But the
Vinatieri.
Hall of Fame game to start off. Or Vinatieri, sorry. Number one, the Hall of Fame game had some diabolical hits. We already talked about it. I thought it looked good. And honestly, it brings me hope for this season, that this season is going to be an absolute hit fest. I'm really hoping that set the stage and the standard for this NFL season to start seeing some guys getting absolutely cracked on the field again. What do you have, at least for just the way it was played, before we go into some of the players that were making some impact?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the Hall of Fame game was actually a great Hall of Fame game this year. Carolina won it on the final play of the game when, rookie quarterback Haynes King scrambled 5 yards for the walk-off touchdown as the clock hit zeros. You couldn't have asked for a better ending to a game. Arizona had taken the lead 30-27 with about a minute 55 seconds remaining before King led 13 plays, 65-yard winning drive. Neither team played its normal starting quarterbacks. Both were playing second-string quarterbacks, so to speak. Carolina sat Bryce Young and started Kenny Pickett, Mr. Small Hands Kenny Pickett, while Arizona used rookie Carson Beck with Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew not playing. It was a hell of a game, and I got to be honest, I have to apologize to the Carolina fans, or I can't remember. No, I said the Arizona fans, because I thought Arizona was going to win this game, and in the beginning I wasn't wrong. Arizona scored first. I mean, this game was back and forth, but hats off to Carolina for pulling out the literal last second win and not giving up on a meaningless game. Basically, it was the first preseason game for both teams, but it was a hell of a game.
Big shout out to Carson Beck, because I mean he went out there and balled.
Oh yeah,
as a rookie, like that dude came out and balled. He showed out. I think he definitely gets a spot on the roster, and
he should immediately be QB2. Immediately.
More than likely, I mean, I would probably agree with that. With your backup being Gardner Minshew, who has not done good since he left Indianapolis, and he didn't really do great there. But no, I think Carson Beck absolutely came out and balled out to the best of his ability and showed out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I guess I'll start getting into the biggest takeaways. Obviously, we're gonna start with Haynes King. You know, stole the entire game. You know, King came in as Carolina's third quarterback and completely changed the energy of the offense and changed his trajectory. Just a few stats for King. 21 of 34, 180 passing yards, not too bad. 2 passing touchdowns. I think the biggest thing is 0 interceptions and 39 rushing yards with that game-winning rushing touchdown. You couldn't ask for a better debut in the NFL. You really can't.
I would agree with you. At the same time, looking at it full picture, you also got to remember there wasn't that many starters out there. So it's second string and third string versus second string and third string. Do we think that if he comes in and he has to, Bryce Young goes down and he ends up taking the second job, the second man gig, gets out there, now he's playing with actual defenses. Is this the kind of thing we're going to see from him? That's the real question. And
maybe
you have to take this with a grain of salt.
Maybe not on such a grand scale, because again, he did play the entire game. But I think he showed enough that he just would need to go out there and run the play. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not. It's his first year. He's a rookie, but I think he has enough intestinal fortitude to lead the offense and at least try to make something happen. Like I said, I think he should be automatic QB2. The next one I want to run into is the quarterback for the Cardinals, Carson Beck. Looked remarkably comfortable for a rookie, which is, really unheard of. He's the 3rd round rookie QB and probably had the cleanest QB passing rating of the night. He was 15 for 19, 188 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, 0 interceptions, but his QB rating was 125.4. Like, that's kind of ridiculous for a rookie in his debut. He hit Jalen Brooks for gains of 39 and 49 yards and dropped a beautiful 5-yard touchdown to Simi Feoko. I probably butchered that. But again, for an NFL rookie making his first appearance, Beck didn't look overwhelmed. He was decisive, pushed the ball vertically, and protected the football. So, again, another player you can't ask for a better. I mean, aside from winning the game, but you can't ask for a better debut for a rookie. Arizona's quarterbacks were ridiculously efficient. Between Beck and Kaden Slovis, I think is the right way to say that. They were 24 for 29, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And that's like an 82.8% completion rate as a team, which is pretty dang good. Arizona finished with 425 total yards despite losing. But again, a great debut all around. How much do we care about losing a preseason game when your young quarterbacks played like that?
Again, you got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean anything. It definitely means something, especially that young quarterback. It definitely means something to them. But again, they're not playing against actual defense of the number 1 guys, right? So you have to take every single ounce of it with a grain of salt. But honestly, I'd be happy with the performance that your guys had. They did an absolute stand-up job. Even with the grain of salt, be proud of them, give them their flowers, tell them, hey, good job. We obviously have stuff to work on. Keep your head up and let's keep moving. That would be my opinion.
Yeah. Just to kind of give some flowers to Carolina, because obviously, they did win the game. They showed some serious late game composure, down a score with only 1:55 remaining. King drove Carolina 65 yards in 13 plays, including a massive 26-yard scramble on 3rd and 14 before scoring the game winner. Again, I think all these players are fighting for a roster spot, and a lot of them deserve, honestly, they deserve to make the roster. But at the end of the day, you can't have 93 guys on a team. You can only have 53. So some are going to make it to the practice squad. Some are unfortunately going to get cut. That's just the name of the game. I want to kind of just roll into the players that stood out. We already talked about Haynes King, player of the game. We already went over his stats. We already talked about Carson Beck. I want to give some love to Jalen Brooks, the wide receiver for the Cardinals, because that guy jumped off the stat sheet. 3 catches. Listen to this. 3 catches for 99 yards. That's 33 yards per catch. His big catches went for 35 and 49 yards. We already talked about that. But, I mean, if you're a fringe receiver trying to make somebody remember your name, 3 catches for 99 yards is exactly how you do it.
No, absolutely.
Again, we can show a little bit of love to Caden Slovis, the Cardinals quarterback. He did a great job when he was in there, 9 for 10, 106 yards, 1 touchdown, and had a passer rating of 144.2. Again, nothing to shake your nose at. Let me jump into some of these comments. We got the Mrs. Gridiron Grunt saying the Gridiron Grunt is looking like the unlimited Red Lobster biscuit basket. Mrs. Gridiron Grunt, this is a family show. We need to keep your comments.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
She says that he looks like a snack. That's what that means. And then we got Patrick Cochran coming in saying, do you need some water, Mrs. Gridiron? Sounding a little thirsty.
Probably. But let's, you know what? Aside from that, let's get into this Hall of Fame class. We had 4 guys get into Hall of Fame. And, these are some big names, right? You've got Luke Kuechly. I think that's how you say his name. I'm really terrible about it.
Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly, who played for Carolina Panthers, right? Shout out Carolina Panthers YouTube for this kind of highlight vid. I mean, that's kind of one of those guys that you know his name. Like, you might not know exactly what he did if you were not really deep dived into the entire NFL like we are, but you see that name and you know it, right? His stat sheet as far as to get into the Hall of Fame is 1,092 career tackles, 18 interceptions, and 66 passes defended. I mean, look at the guy. Throwing his body in front of everything, getting to the ball, absolutely crushing it for that defense. I mean, I think he played against the Broncos in 15. Am I correct?
In Super Bowl 50? Yes, he did.
So,
again, and he made some plays, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. But again, you remember that the guy had presence on the field when he was on. So, big congratulations to Luke Kuechly from the Carolina Panthers. Who do we have next?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me get it queued up here. Next, we're going to be talking about Mr. Larry Fitzgerald, again, a synonymous name in the NFL. Sorry, I'm working. Here we go.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
Larry
with the dreads of destiny.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, again, this is from the NFL YouTube, so shout out to them. But again, Larry Fitzgerald, career stats, 1,432 career receptions, 17,492 receiving yards, and 121 receiving touchdowns. Believe it or not, Larry Fitzgerald has actually been around the NFL since before he was even in college. He was a ball boy for, I believe it was the Minnesota Vikings. There is,
Really?
there's NFL tape out there of him on the sidelines dapping up Vikings players during games. So, I mean, if you want to say anything that it was destiny that he made it to the NFL, I mean, you can't. I mean, look at this guy. He takes it right up the middle and just absolutely turns on the afterburners and scores, just ridiculously without even
I
trying.
bet Carolina misses him now. I bet Carolina's like, hey, you want to come out of retirement? We need help. No.
You mean Arizona?
Or what did I say?
You said Carolina.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Been a long day.
But
Arizona.
he during his Hall of Fame speech, he gave a shout out and love to his kids. He's got a few sons. One who is actually in college, hopefully playing ball as we speak. But again, one of the greats and very well deserved, in my opinion. He was definitely one of those wide receivers that proved himself day in and day out, and it showed on the field. So
absolutely. So congratulations, Larry Fitzgerald. As you're getting ready to queue up the next video, I'll go into it. So it is Adam Vinatieri, who was an Indianapolis Colt. So this video is coming out of NFL Throwback YouTube. Thank you. Shout out to you guys for the video. So this guy had 2,673 career points, 599 career field goals, and 238 career postseason points and these are all the NFL record, Rob.
Hey, Adam Vinatieri, as much as I hated him when he played for the Patriots, because it seemed like the Broncos and the Patriots their games always came down to the end, a field goal. And, I hated him when he was on the Patriots, but looking back at his career, he was a damn good football player. And I want to give him a shout out because I don't know if you got to watch his Hall of Fame speech. He kind of, I don't know 100% if he stole this joke from Pat McAfee, but, he saw Pat McAfee and he's like, Pat McAfee, he's like, good to see you, brother. And then he goes, and I can't believe he said this during a Hall of Fame speech, but he said, Pat McAfee, the only person that enjoyed holding my balls more than my wife. I about spit my drink out. I was like, you got to be shitting me. You're going to say that at a Hall of Fame speech?
Didn't he also thank Peyton Manning for lending his forehead for the teleprompter?
Yes, and he even gave a little bit of a jab. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Vinatieri kicking a field goal to beat the Broncos. You son of a bitch. But yeah, I mean, even freaking he gave some shade to Bill Belichick, talking about he's probably judging his girlfriend's cheer competition or something. I died laughing. He had the absolute best jokes for the Hall of Fame speech. That was awesome.
Vinatieri just seems like the kind of guy that they're like, hey, you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and he goes, are you sure about that? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? That dude was drinking at the bar before the speech, and they were like, "Hey, then you're up." And he's just like, let's do this." Like, bro, that man's drunk walking up.
When he said that one-liner about Pat McAfee and then his wife, they went to his wife, and I was like, she's going to be mortified. And she was just laughing. And he goes, she held for me in the off season because everybody was gone. Everybody relax. I was like, bro, nah, we know what you meant, dog. We know what you meant.
Absolutely.
You got several kids for a reason, big dog. We know.
Absolutely well deserved. Congratulations, Adam Vinatieri. Congratulations. So who do we got last, Rob? Or do you want me to say the name and go over the stats?
Give me 2 seconds. So this one is actually I believe they call it a legacy inductee, but it's Roger Craig, who played for the 49ers. This video is also from the NFL YouTube. He had 8,189 career rushing yards, 4,911 career receiving yards, 73 career offensive touchdowns, 56 of which were rushing, and 17 were receiving. So he, in my opinion, was definitely one of the OGs of the league. And this is back when they didn't have so many.
These are big boys. These are big boy receivers, dude. Look at the size of that man. Look at the size of that man. Like that's crazy to me. What?
No, I was gonna say, like,
we used to be a country, man. We used to be a country with thick boy wide receivers. What are we doing now? I bet you that man weighed in at like 220, 225, like 6 foot tall, was just like, yeah, you can try to hit me, but I'm gonna hit you back. Now we got wide receivers that are like string beans and are like, I can jump real high. Get him out of here. I want the Biggins back, man.
Hey, that was definitely, he was definitely a star wide receiver for sure. But the last one, I don't think needs any introduction. We're gonna give him one anyway. But Mr. Drew Brees.
So again, another video from NFL YouTube. Thank you, NFL YouTube. So Drew Brees. He is, I think, the only other person that my wife liked when it came to football. She's like, I'm a Colts fan, but she loved Drew Brees. I don't know why. But this dude's stats: 80,358 career passing yards, 571 career passing touchdowns, and 7,142 completions. The guy was immaculate at the position, right? He wasn't the GOAT, but he was an absolute monster when he had that field. And when he was playing for, who did he play for?
The New Orleans Saints. Previously, he played
head coach
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, who actually was the one that inducted him into the Hall of Fame. He asked him to be there and I think open a speech for him or say some words, something like that. I just remember seeing the phone call, and I mean, Sean Payton was choked up about it, was just real proud of him. And he's like, absolutely, I'm going to be there. So, I mean, talking about a duo where, again, this is kind of the relationship that we see with Bo somewhat now with Sean Payton, that Drew Brees was not afraid to throw it back at Sean Payton back in the day too, when he thought Sean Payton was wrong. And that's why they worked so well together, was because he wasn't afraid to speak his mind and do what he thought was right when it was appropriate. And we see that a lot with Bo now, where Bo is doing that and he's absolutely crushing it. So what do you got to say about Drew Brees?
Hey, you know what? Drew Brees was, I didn't really know of him because he didn't just play for, what are you doing?
Just switch his back. There it is. Because now it fits. It's killing me.
I didn't really know of Drew Brees until he came to the Saints. And Drew Brees came to the Saints after Hurricane Katrina absolutely obliterated New Orleans. And having him come into New Orleans with Sean Payton 100% brought New Orleans back to life and gave the city something to look forward to. Drew Brees and his wife have done countless things for the community and still do. But watching him play was a thing of beauty, because like Peyton Manning towards the end of his career, he may not have had the same physical attributes he did in his prime, but Drew Brees had it between the ears. He had it between the ears, and he was one of the smartest QBs, knew every protection, knew what every team was going to do. And that, in part, went hand in hand with Sean Payton and his preparation. In Drew Brees' Hall of Fame speech, he gave flowers to Coach Sean Payton and adamantly got choked up about it, talking about their preparation meetings and how he'd look over at Sean Payton and he'd ask him, Coach, when do you think you're going to call this play? And it's funny because Drew Brees goes, he would kind of give you that squinted look and pierce his lips, and he looked at, the look I'm talking about. And Sean Payton was very meticulous and knew, when he would call that play, where it would be called on the field, the yardage, the down. And I think Drew Brees 100% was accurate in saying that when he went out there, he was an extension of Sean Payton. And every time he went out there, he wanted to prove Sean Payton right. So I got adamantly a little choked up, during his speech because, you can never give enough love to your coach that helped you the most in your career, right? I still remember all my coaches, and I still love the hell out of all of them. Granted, I only played high school football, but I played 2 years on the East Coast and 2 years out here in the West. So you love each and every coach for a different reason, and Drew Brees definitely showed that and talked about it. And, again, big congratulations to Drew Brees.
Really big congratulations to all the inductees this year. Look forward to seeing who's going to get pulled in next year. Still hoping for Sean Payton to finally get approved, but we'll see what happens.
You mean Mike Shanahan?
And Mike Shanahan. But no, I think now, Rob, it is time to do some housekeeping, and then let's get into the big part of this show tonight.
Yes, so the housekeeping. Let me a few clicks here. So again, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsor of all our shows, DUBBY. Again, we're sponsored by DUBBY Energy. For game day, head on over to dubby.gg and use code DOF88 for 10% off your order. Why WS? Well, that's because it's clean energy, sharp focus, and no crash. It has smooth energy with no jitters, 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving, supports focus with the coffee fruit extract and nootropics, includes vitamins and amino acids, zero sugar, zero maltodextrin, zero fillers, no artificial colors or dyes, and it's approximately $1 per drink. So again, head on over to dubby.gg and use code DOF88 because that tells them that we sent you. And again, we're going to throw this up for all of our viewers that are in the stream today. We want to thank each and every one of you for being here. We do have a couple comments we're going to get to. But follow the Department of Football on all our socials, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, X, a.k.a. Twitter because I'm an old man, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and we do have Spotify. For the love of God, will somebody remind me to add that to this graphic? Again, all of our socials are the Department of Football with the exception of YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, aka X. YouTube and TikTok are at the Department of Football, and X is the DOF Pod. So again, head on over to our socials. If you like all of our content and our shows, give us a like, give us a subscribe, share the show out, share it with your friends, your family, your brother, sister, mother, father, the whole gang, and let's grow this network because, again, you are watching Gridiron Command on the Department of Football YouTube channel.
Sir.
Let's jump into a few of these comments. We have Patrick Cochran coming in saying, retired too early, not too sure about the Hall of Fame, though.
I think he was talking about. Tell us who you were talking about.
Again, he comes in saying it was the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads were a lot bigger back in the day.
Hey, they might have been, but let me dog. Them boys was bigger. yeah, that's for you.
He comes in, hey, add Spotify. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it. He also said dog, probably talking about Luke Kuechly. And again, yeah, he was talking about Luke Kuechly. So,
yeah.
All right. Now, on to the biggest part of the show, Gridiron Grunt. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, my friend, while I cue up a little montage.
Thank you very much. And before we start, while you're getting that queued up, actually, I'm missing something right now, so give me a second.
You son of a bitch!
So,
you're dead to me.
So, after careful consideration, the ruling on the field.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. Oh, who's that? Who's that running the 40?
Your boy running the 40. That's your boy running the 40.
It's not Gridiron Grunt, the Broncos fan. Yeah, bandwagon son of a.
All right. Number one, not a bandwagoner. Number two,
you're a traitor.
Listen, I am a traitor. I've been a Broncos fan since 2015. I was there when we won Super Bowl 50 against the Carolina Panthers. I knew nothing about football. Knew nothing, right? Was not about football. Got in with an individual and ended up becoming a Broncos fan that season, and have kind of really just gotten more and more into the NFL. During that time, I also married a diehard Colts fan. Diehard Colts fan between my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, everybody. So when we had the opportunity to go to the Colts training camp, I went. And I can tell you right now,
for the record, he's a follower, not a leader.
I believe it is time that I am now probably ready to admit that I am a Colts fan. For the shoe, we love Pat McAfee, and
oh, you son of a!
It's time that we now have some rivalry in the podcast.
You're dead to me. You're absolutely dead to me. Jessica, I blame you.
So
just because you sleep with her doesn't mean you gotta follow in her footsteps, dog. I love your wife to death, but this is blasphemy. I'm so mad right now.
So getting into the training camp and the experience that I had. So, number one, Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard. Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Patrick Cochran, your nephew's going to be disappointed. We're not mad, Michael. We're just very disappointed.
It is what it is. So, starting off with the quarterback situation. So, day after, actually, I went to the training camp, and it actually come out that the Colts have made a decision where Anthony Richardson is now QB3. Right? Riley Leonard is taken over as the QB2, and Daniel Jones, of course, is going to maintain his spot as QB1. Now, here's why this is so important on a multitude of levels. Number one, Jones is finally back, and he's looking like he's back to 100% physically. The kid's out there being an absolute dog, right? He's performing at a high level all of training camp. He continues to get his reign of terror in the AFC South division before, and he's looking to continue his reign of terror in the AFC South conference division. I'm losing.
Let me
it.
Stop you right there.
I know. I see it. I'm like trying.
Let me stop you right there, Patrick. I will. Okay. I'm a diehard fan. I'm never changing. Okay. I just want you to know that. Never changing. Win, lose, or draw. I will bleed orange and blue until I die. Not blue and white.
Well, remember, he's a Rams fan too, so it's okay.
I'll watch the games with you, Patrick. I got you, dog.
But so Daniel's looking to continue his reign of terror in the AFC South division, and honestly, in the AFC that he had last season, going 8-1 into the bye week, absolutely terrorizing the entire AFC. And he's before his injury. So he has major chemistry with Tyler Warren, their sophomore tight end that we saw last year that absolutely had a breakout season as a rookie. Alec Pierce, who you just saw on the screen, who is currently working back from an injury, but is doing what he needs to do. I gotta tell you about when I got that video, just how cool it was. And then again, he has Josh First Down Downs as his other wide receiver. Now, he's looking great, number 17. You saw him right there, just looking great. Anthony Richardson, I think, is cooked as far as it comes to his NFL career.
Should I correct you again since you're now all of a sudden a Colts fan?
What?
What number does Alec Pierce wear?
Alec Pierce wears 14.
Yeah, you said 17.
No, I said there's 17 right there because I was talking about Daniel Jones.
Patrick, go back. Rewind it.
Don't try to quiz me on this. Don't try to quiz me on this.
Rewind
I got it, big dog. Oh, 17.
All of a sudden,
hey, Rob, leveraging is a real penalty. Sorry to tell you, dog.
You had to go there, didn't you? You had to bring that up, you son of a bitch. Leveraging is not a real penalty.
Real penalty, dog. Sorry,
he didn't even touch the center.
Touched him.
I'm going to touch you. Anyway. I'm going to drive to where you live, and I'm going to beat the living Colts out of you. Just remember, when a Colt grows up, it turns into a Bronco. Thank you very much. We're better.
That's all right. Hey, Miles wants to be blue.
I'm going to have to go to therapy.
All right. Anthony Richardson now officially the QB3 with no trade offers due to on-the-field performance and other issues. He's currently writing out his contract, and they've already stopped. They haven't chosen his fifth. They have not taken his fifth-year option. So the reason why is, number one, they don't want to pay him any more money. And the reason why they're not trying to trade him or they're not cutting him from the roster is because he still is guaranteed $5 million. And the Colts are only going to get back around 1.4 mil. So,
hey, if the Broncos can cut Wilson and eat the dead cap, they could eat $4 million.
I mean, it's not about just eating the $4 million. It's just like, well, you're here and it's in case of emergency. Because, I mean, again, look what happened last year with the Colts. You had Indiana Jones go down with an injury. Riley Leonard was also dealing with a leg injury. The football gods were punishing Anthony Richardson and had him get hurt with a freak band accident to his eye. So they ended up having to go and bring in Phillip Rivers off of retirement that has more kids and grandkids than half of the NFL combined to take over and try to finish out their season.
Hey, that just means Phillip Rivers is busy, dog, and I ain't talking about busy like old man busy. Like he busy. He busy.
He's busy. More power to you. But again, you're looking at it's just having a redundancy and like, hey, we've got to pay him. We might as well keep him than try to go out on the free agency market and grab somebody else or take an undrafted quarterback because we already have a rookie. They already have Riley Leonard who's going into a sophomore season behind Daniel Jones. There's no reason to go out there and try to pay somebody any more money when, hey, we have this guy for $5 million. We'll keep him on. But at the end of the season, I think Anthony Richardson's done. I mean, look at his rap sheet when it came to being an NFL quarterback. Could you ever see anybody in this NFL as a starter look at you after a decent play and take themselves out of the game, not for injury, not because of anything other than I am tired.
I'm tired, coach.
It's unheard of. It's unheard of. So between that and all the other issues,
Alec Pierce wears 14.
I told you to wear 14. I told you.
You said 17.
I said 14. 17 is Daniel Jones. Stop trying to quiz me. Who's 20? Who's 28? Oh, that's right. That man. That bad man.
Oh, you mean the guy that fumbled the ball before he got into the end zone?
Here we go. And then scored the very next run.
Patrick Cochran coming in saying possibility that he pulls a Baker and demands a trade.
He already did. There's nobody that's asking. There's nobody that's asking. I'm aware. Right, y'all.
Thank you, Patrick.
But here's the thing, right? Is there's nobody. He already put out for a trade. He's already said, hey, I'm available. Come get me. They're not taking my fifth-year option. Come get me. And no one in the NFL wants to deal with him. And again, you're talking about a guy who, when he first got drafted, was being compared to the potential of Cam Ward due to size and play style. He was raw and it was a gamble, but everyone was like, it's Cam Ward. I mean, the dude crushed it.
Oh, pulls a Baker as in goes somewhere else and blows up due to system.
Again, there's nobody out there because he already went out and looked for a trade and he got no offers.
It's sad it's sad when even the Jets don't want you.
Like, you're talking about a guy who was like, I want out, I want to go anywhere else, and even the Jets, the Browns, anybody, like whoever, just said, nah, we're good. What you let Geno Smith get picked over you?
Geno Smith is back in purgatory.
Right, let me tell you something. It's done. So going to the training camp was just an awesome experience. So we talked about the quarterback situation. Let's get into this offense. From what I saw, wide receivers, one of the bigger topics that you got to talk about when it comes to the Indianapolis Colts. With the loss of Pittman Jr. to the Steelers in the offseason, where at first
they said no to a trade, not a minimum deal.
Even the minimum deal, they're not going to get anything. They still have to pay out the other $4 million. There's nothing to get. Anyways, moving on. Rest of the offense. So, wide receivers with the loss of Pittman to Pittsburgh, the Colts were already lining up their new offensive weapons, right? Alec Pierce and Josh First Downs. They are the fan favorites at the moment. The fans love Alec Pierce. He can do no wrong. Let me tell you something, Rob. Alec Pierce is tall. That dude is tall. I did not realize how tall he was. That man is tall.
Well, it doesn't help that you're short.
I mean, you can say I'm short. Listen, he was standing next to Grover Stewart, and he was taller than Grover Stewart. All right? And Grover Stewart is not a small person. That is a big boy. But with Alec, he's still dealing with that injury. As you've seen it already in the clips a couple times, you can see him. He's working on it. So how it was set up was I was on the grass right next to him, as you can see in the videos. They had a field on the right and a field on the left. Most of the action was happening on the right where they were doing 11 on 11 and doing stuff like that. And on the left field, they were doing field goals. And Alec was in the back left corner of that field. And so I was getting ready to walk around to the other side of the bleachers to try to see if I could get some more shots from the other field. And I walked up and I realized it was just me, Alec Pierce, and his trainer. No one else was near us as he was working out and trying to, do his recovery drills and get back to it. It was super awesome, right? Just seeing it. Like, look at him. He's just getting it, right? He's getting it. He's breaking out. He's dealing with the leg injury, but he's probably going to be ready to go week 1. And I even looked at him and I was just like, because I was real nervous and real bashful. I don't know why. I just got real nervous, real bashful. I was like, looking good, Alec. And he just looked at me and goes, I appreciate you. And he kept moving. I was like, Dr. Alec Pierce. Dr. Alec Pierce. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Josh Downs did not practice that day, though. He was on the side doing the bike, kind of walking around, talking with the coaches and stuff like that. But he is definitely, if not the wide receiver 1, the wide receiver 2, and with Alec Pierce, it's vice versa, right? One of those two is going to be the wide receiver 1. The other one's going to be the wide receiver 2. Alec Pierce, I see more as a deep threat ball player because that's what we saw from him last season, even when Pittman was still on the team. Whenever it was like, hey, we've got to get the ball down the field, Alec Pierce was there. Whenever it was, hey, we need this third and 4, we can't run Taylor again. So, hey, let's go ahead, get Josh Downs, run a slant route, first down. Dude has surefire hands. Dude's quick. Dude's tiny, and he finds those gaps and makes huge, huge plays for them. Running back, Jonathan Taylor got paid his money, made his contract. He's back, and he's going to be the workhorse of that backfield on that offense.
Boo!
Say what you want. He's going to be the workhorse of that offense yet again, right? As long as
wait, as you told me before the show started, I got something for your ass. Hold on.
Oof.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, say what you want. Dude's had like back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, all right? And he's, I think, number 4, like the number 4 running back in the league right now.
Patrick Cochran coming in saying, did you at least tell them you know a coach that they can use? He knows how to take abuse and get the job done.
But, I mean, yeah, Colts paid their workhorse for that offense, Jonathan Taylor, who is tiny. Now, I said Alec Pierce was tall. I was unaware of how tiny Jonathan Taylor is. That dude is short. I was like, that's crazy. Didn't get to meet him, unfortunately. There, when they were doing the autograph signings and whatnot, he went the opposite way, and it was what it was. But who caught my attention is through this overall is Riley Leonard. That dude is growing. That dude is taking everything that he can get from Coach Steichen and the offensive coaches. From what he's seeing from Indiana Jones, he is the undisputed QB2, and I'm telling you, he had some great passes during 11-on-11. All right, and the ones he missed, he took his criticism, right, got back right in the line of center to run the next play, and then just kept going. It didn't slow him down. He wasn't throwing a fit. The dude was locked in. I can tell you right now, if something were to happen yet again to Indiana Jones, Riley Leonard is definitely ready to step up and lead this team. For as far as
so disappointed in you.
Say what you want, dog. Say what you want.
Hey, let me ask you a question before you keep going. Which because you said you got some autographs on the football, right?
I did get some autographs. I did get some autographs on lay old football.
We got to get you a case for that.
So we've got number 14, because Alec Pierce actually came down and he actually ended up signing the ball. Grover Stewart came by and actually signed it as well. And then DJ Giddens, who is the backup to Jonathan Taylor, he's another one of the wide receivers, was actually there, and he actually signed it for me too, which was really cool because he was getting ready to walk away, and I was like, DJ, you mind getting one more? And he was just like, yeah, I got you. He signed it for me. I was like, hell yeah, dude. But shout out DJ Giddens for being so cool. And
Patrick Cochran comes in saying, "I'm a deflated." Hey, I'm gonna talk a little bit of smack. So I've never been to a training camp for just. I'm gonna talk for just a minute. I've never been to a training camp, but I have been to one Broncos game in Denver. Thankfully, I always told myself that I would never go to a Broncos game in the Raiders Stadium as my first game. It had to be in Denver. I got the very wonderful opportunity to do so. Unfortunately, it was the year that Denver traded Demaryius Thomas to the Texans, and that was the game that me and my dad got to go to. And I'm a very, like, my voice carries. Like, when I talk, it's very, like, noticeable. And so at the Broncos Stadium where the players come in, there's gates on both sides of, like, where they walk down the middle. I got, I think, 11 or 13 signatures on my football, and it was only because I was loud as hell. Justin Simmons is actually a player that signed my football the first time coming in, and we went to the other side after the game, and I really wanted to get Von Miller's signature, but he was like the last player in and the last player to leave, and so I wasn't able to get his signature, and I was just loud. I was just yelling players' names, and they were like, turned their head, and I was like, hey, I'm like, come here, sign this ball. I
think next time I'm gonna, because one thing as I'm learning how to do this, I'm definitely gonna have a sign with me that says, "Do you want to be on a podcast, or can I get a sound bite?" Because I was just so, like, I didn't want to, like, walk up and bother people, so I was like, But I did get 2 really, really, really cool interviews that hopefully we'll be able to show for you tonight, where I was talking to some of the fans, and again, they are just super, super ecstatic about this offense going into this season.
we unfortunately will not be able to show those tonight because the audio did not come through. But I will be working on a vlog that kind of combines all these video clips, and the interviews will be on that. So again, I did try, but it was not working out. I stayed up pretty late last night working on all this stuff, but we're still learning, we're still growing, we're figuring it out.
But we appreciate you guys for your patience. Now, going into this defense, Rob, I'll tell you right now, I know Denver has a great defense, but let me tell you something. The Colts defense is starting to come back. All right. Number one of the biggest things that's going on with the defense is DeForest Buckner is back. So he ended up going down and having a medical procedure in Mexico to fix his neck problems. And since he's been back and since he's recovered from that surgery and that injury, he has absolutely regained his position as the undisputed leader of that defense. Right. And on the opposite side of him is Grover Stewart. Let me tell you, these are some big, big boys, dude. These are some absolute monsters. They're going to absolutely tear it up on the field this season.
All right. Why'd you bring up neck problems? Now my neck hurts.
Don't hurt much DeForest Buckner's was. But Grover Stewart, massive man who's holding down the other side of the defensive line. He's an awesome dude. One of the guys that signed the football. And also, he actually saw my daughter who was standing there too. And he looked at her and he went, boop, and he booped my kid on the nose and was like, "See you, little missy." And then he walked away. And my kid was like, wow. Dude's huge.
You should have gotten him to take a picture with her.
Again, real bashful, real nervous. My wife, however, was not bashful or nervous. She actually, CJ Allen, rookie linebacker coming in, got drafted this season, did not practice, however, was sitting there on the bike getting a workout. He's getting it. And my wife, Mrs. GridironGrunt, decided to yell, "I love you," to CJ Allen. And when CJ Allen went, "I love you too," and then went back to hitting the bike. And I was like, that's crazy.
Grunt didn't know whether to be jealous or upset. He was confused.
I was very confused at that moment in time. I really was. I was like, all right. But let me tell you something. One of the biggest upgrades back at it is the secondary for this Colts defense. The motherfucking Sauce. Sauce Gardner was working hard out there. In the video, if you look closely, he's the guy with the orange gloves. That dude coming out of the Jets last season, got traded, got brought over, and he made the joke, "That's crazy. I went from 1-8 to 8-1 overnight." So, unfortunately, last season, once he got there, he ended up getting injured. But now he's back. He's fully healthy. And let me tell you something. I was watching him. He's hitting the pads. I'm watching him talk to coaches. That dude was so locked in to try to just get the scheme down and listen to everything, take every criticism, and just better himself. So he's not only crushing his and yeah, he waved at Jess, and he waved at my wife. He was just, it was awesome. And I'm telling you right now,
Jess, I'm still mad at you.
With him in the backfield, I'm telling you right now, that absolute lockdown of that backfield is good to go.
Patrick Cochran said, "I wave at people on the street too."
Dude, we got beef in the chat tonight. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
so,
man.
As far as my biggest takeaways for the entirety of this, camp was best player on the field has to be Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones being back, being healthy. I was talking to one of the fans. You'll see it in the vlog once we get it updated or uploaded was on Thursday night. It was a night practice, and he was talking about, dude, he's like, I saw Daniel Jones, Grover was coming in on the left, Buckner was coming in on the right. Got after him, broke out and hit the gas and absolutely tore off down the field for a touchdown. Absolutely burned the entire defense, right? And then immediately, once he got the touchdown, turned around and just started talking mad crap to him, which is kind of brave, to be honest. But the fact that Daniel Jones is back, the fact that he was an absolute terror on the field last season, I think is massive. So the biggest...
Your wife and Patrick are doing this right now.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude,
Were you at your team's training camp?
What did you bring to the podcast tonight?
And you are.
Wait, what did you bring to the podcast tonight? Beef! Swinging on each other, dude. So I will say the biggest surprise of that training camp is the chemistry of this team. I can tell you right now, the chemistry for this team, offense and defense, is tight-knit. They are super supportive. They are absolutely crushing it. They're each, giving each other criticisms. They're all listening. They're like, all right, I got to work this. I got to work that. Like, there was no fighting. There was no animosity. And we've heard about fights popping off all around training camps. You guys had Max Crosby and Kirk, Kirk fighting.
Kirko Chains.
Yeah, Kirko Chains.
Wait. Did you see that AI generated like face-to-face with Kirk Cousins and Max Crosby?
No.
Oh, okay, wait. Let me tell you how this went. So Max Crosby's up there doing an interview, and obviously it's not him. And Kirk Cousins comes around. He's got a do-rag on. He's got all these chains. He's got a grill. And they get nose to nose, and Kirk Cousins says, "Don't you ever get in my face again." And he slaps Max Crosby and like knocks him out. Bro, I've never laughed so hard at some Raiders shit in my life. Other than the fact that, they drafted Jamarcus Russell and he was just an absolute shit show. Bro, I laughed so hard. I watched that like 5 times.
But again, that's the thing. None of that happening at this training camp. Everybody's working together. Like the tight-knit, the absolute just meshing of this team is perfect. And I've got to say that between Steichen, the staff, and Carly Ursay-Gordon, the owner, who I have to admit, I think she is the best owner in the league. And I said this before I transferred to becoming a Colts fan, was that as far as somebody who is hands-on with that team, and it's not micromanaging, but it's her looking at every single thing that's happening, right? And just going and having the knowledge of, was this a player? Was this a play call? Was this a coach? Was this just, it is what it is? The fact that she can go down there and get that information and help her make better decisions for this team is massive. And you don't see that. What do you see? You see guys like Jerry Jones that are like, why aren't we getting any wins? It's like, because Jerry, you keep hiring and firing coaches and spending money and just making ridiculous trades because why? I'm going to make sure that we're in the news. Yeah.
Hey. Jerry Jones just wants some glory hole, okay?
He wants something, dude. He's got the dementia, man.
Mrs. Gridiron Grunt saying, Riley and Latu waved at me too. I got DeForest Buckner and Grover to laugh, and I got Josh Downs to look at me. I was living my best life. Wow, Jess. Let's not wait. I'm gonna defend you for half a second. Let's not put some praise in the chat for your husband taking y'all to training camp. Like, where's the love for that? Where's the love? Somebody cue where's the love? Somebody play it. Patrick comes in, way to brag.
But I'm telling you, it was such a cool experience. It was such a cool thing to be there. So players that fans should be excited to see about, again, I talked to fans that were there. And again,
Really? My love for them is strictly business, and he knows that. Jess, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But so players, so the players.
There you go.
Again,
there you go. I love you, Gridiron.
I love you too, Patrick. I appreciate you, big dog.
You're still dead to me.
Yeah. Anyways, so the offense, so the players that all the fans are excited about, we've already talked about, because again, those were the guys that I was really kind of paying attention to. On the offense, Jones, Downs, Pearson, Warren, and of course Taylor. And then for the defense, Gardner, Buckner, and CJ Allen. Right, these are all the guys that are absolutely crushing it. So next thing I want to talk about, now that we've kind of just gone through what we've seen or what I saw and just how this felt, I actually want to tell you guys about attending a training camp. Rob, you've never been to one, you said. Right?
I have not. Real quick, do you want me to pull up this comment and say what I want to say, or you want me to just to leave it lie?
Robert, go ahead.
Your wife comes in saying, I helped and directed all his clips. He gets all my love and support. But again, I have not seen one comment from you saying, Gridiron Grunt, thank you so much for doing that for me and our family. I love you. What is so wrong with that? All right, I'm off my soapbox. Continue, sir.
So I can tell you, as somebody who I had never been to a training camp, I had no idea what I was going to experience. I figured it was going to be an absolute push fest. I thought it was going to be just anarchy. Let me tell you something. I thought it was also going to be expensive. Even if you're not a fan of that team, but you want to have a really cool experience, go to a training camp. Go to a training camp. Number one.
How many people do you think were there, like fan-wise? Because I know they were also, you said they were doing a military thing as well.
Yeah, they were doing that. Yeah, so we went down on the Military Appreciation Day. I want to say there was probably upwards to about 1,000 people at this training camp. I mean, it definitely.
I'm putting her on blast. I thanked him privately, Rob. Jeez, can a girl be shy? What's wrong with telling your husband that you love him and thank you?
Now she's shy.
Yeah, now she's shy. All of a sudden, now she's shy. What the hell? We already established you're not shy.
Anyways, if you get the opportunity to go to a training camp, you absolutely should, right? So for me to go to this one, the parking fee was free /$5. It told me I had to pay for parking. When I showed up, no one scanned the ticket. And I was like, okay. And parking wasn't 10 miles away. It was right there. I was like, okay, cool. The cost of the ticket to actually get into the training camp was, again, it was $5 just to get in. So I spent $20 and I got myself, my father-in-law, my daughter, and my wife all in.
Okay. Hold on. I got to give you this one. I'm a complicated gal. He knew what he was getting into. Love you, baby. You are the best. Thank you. Was that so fucking hard? Damn.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
I'm defending you, you traitor.
So we got in. It cost us $20 to just get into the field and getting everything. And oh my gosh, y'all are killing me.
When I grow up, I want to be like you, Mr. Gridiron. Patrick, you don't want to be a traitor, bro. No,
he's gonna be a Rams fan till he dies, and that's okay because again, some referee is going to dash his hopes and dreams of getting a Super Bowl.
That's messed up, dog. That is so messed up. Yes, I am. I am very touchy about it. You traitor. Continue, sir. Continue.
So, as far as once you get in, I mean, there's tables and stuff. So, as you saw in the beginning, right, they have the NFL experience part, and I did the 40. I was like, I'll try the 40-yard dash, and time wasn't great. I was in blue jeans and combat boots. Time wasn't great, but you know what?
Combat boots. I had to ask because I watched it 900 times, and I'm like, what the hell is he wearing?
I was wearing blue jeans and combat boots. And I was like, all right, we'll try it. And I got to tell you, I got a 5.82 on the 40, which I was like, you know what? That's respectable for blue jeans and combat boots. Had I been warmed up and actually wearing tennis shoes, or I think I'd have done a lot better. But
wait. You're how tall and how much do you weigh?
I am 5'9" and 235 pounds.
So you're my height. I'm like 5'8", 5'9". You're my height. All right.
Yeah. But so that's super cool. That's a really cool experience. But I can tell you right now what was really cool. And again, you'll see him in the vlog. There was a guy named Doc. Says when we got there, we showed up super early because we were like, again, we had never been. We were like, it's going to be anarchy. And she is dog, dude. Let me get through this, dog.
You should have seen him drool over Alec Pierce and Indiana Jones. Rob, Bo Nixon, Sertan, who? Wait, we made it to the AFC Championship, Jess. Your team sat their asses at home. Thank you very much. And leveraging is not a penalty.
Leveraging is a penalty, dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have an aneurysm on the stream.
Anyways, so we're sitting there waiting in line because we think it's going to be crazy, right? We got there super early, and then we get there, and then another veteran walked over. His name was Doc, and Doc was super cool. Doc was like, hey, listen, I've been doing this for the last week. He's like, this has been, just a great experience. And he's like, come follow me. And he's the one that actually got us to where we were at, where we could see everything that we saw. And he was super awesome. So the fan base, again, super awesome, super nice. And we got in, took us over there, and then we went out. We started getting, all the free stuff, the amenities, and looking. As far as merchandise goes, for actual jerseys, and I also bought 32 helmets for all the teams. You can't really see them right now, but I didn't.
Oh, you bought all those there? I thought you just like randomly bought those. Like,
no, I went and got the pack of them.
Oh, okay.
So right now they're holding up my Colts football. But so it's pretty much what you would expect at the NFL store as far as pricing for the merchandise goes, right? That's really where your money is. They had food and beverages and a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, again, it's about what you'd pay at the NFL store. For autographs, I unfortunately should have gone in uniform, I think, and I tell you right now, it was.
Hey, for the record, I told you that.
Yeah, I know. I should have done it. I try not to. I try not to be that guy. But they were doing the military appreciation, and they brought like all the recruiters out and everything, and those dudes got like the really nice white and brown franchise balls, and the entire team signed them. The entire team autographed those balls. And I was like, dang, next time I'm definitely going to probably wear my uniform and be a dirtbag. But
you're not a dirtbag. You're active in the military. The hell?
I'll be a dirtbag.
Shut up.
Like, can I have signatures, please? But as far as like when they actually came out,
how about Gridiron Grunt takes you on your first date to the Colts 2027 training camp? You can become chanting one of us for the shoe. No! Patrick Cochran comes in saying trashy.
But as far as autographs for the players that did come over to our side, because they did have like their family, friends, and whatnot, and they kind of got brushed over there, and I'm pretty sure they were like all already signatured out because of there was a line, dude, of people that were that were actively military as well that they went through, and I think they were all just like, yep, and we're done. We're done with the autographs. I just wrote my name on, I think it was like 30 balls. Like, I'm pretty sure they were like, yeah, we're done. But
bro,
again,
if I would have went with you, I would have been yelling Daniel Jones. I'd have made him come over and sign the ball. Hey, security would have been like, Daniel, can you just come sign this ball to shut this guy the hell up?
All things that I've learned, all things that I'm definitely, like I said, next time it's going to be a little bit different. I'm super excited for next year. But the fan interaction with the fans were awesome. They were excited. They were super friendly. And they were behind the crazy thing was they were behind every decision that got made in the offseason. I did not see one of them badmouth the decision to trade Pittman. I did not see any of that. They were all just in full support of the decisions.
Bro, I'm sorry, but I love this. This is great. You would know, Patrick, your team mascot is a billy goat from Applejack's farm. Patrick comes back saying, better not be a next time.
Oh, there will be a next time, for sure. I don't care if I have to fly out there.
Patrick, we already established he's a damn traitor. Anarchy. Traitor. I'm telling you. A mutiny. Wait, what do they call it in the military?
Sedition? Treason?
Treason. That's the word. Treason.
It's treason then. Yes. Yes, it is. But again, I know that, and it's for the ones that for the fans I talked to, I was like, do you think that last year was a fluke? Or do you think that this is, do we think that this is going to be a start to an AFC juggernaut? And every single fan was like, we're a juggernaut. After last season, with the injuries.
Juggernaut. Not juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Listen, I have my own way of saying things, all right? Either way, they're all behind this team 100%, and the fan base is awesome. My overall recommendation is, I'm telling you right now, if you get the chance to go to a training camp, do it. It's a fun day with the family and friends. The players are excited to see the support that you guys are. If you're a Colts fan, I can tell you this for certainty, we'll be here next year. So, dear God, people are relentless.
Hey, Patrick Cochran coming in saying, every time I watch a Colts game, I only hear the song play in my head, Pink Pony Club. Patrick, I'm finding we can't play that because it's copyrighted. Son of a bitch!
It is.
And then your wife giving me more crap. Rob, I've been trying to hatch this egg for years. He's just finally ready to come out of the shell.
I did give Warren down a bit. But it's what it is. For the shoe. It's rotten. Jeez.
Ugh.
All right. But with that, Rob, I'm going to tell you right now, it's been one heck of a show. It's been an awesome couple of days. But I think this is finally going to wrap. I think we got to wrap it up here because just the absolute chaos that's happening in the comment section is killing us right now.
No! It's not a penalty!
Right there. But that's going to wrap up this episode of the Gridiron Command. A huge thank you to everyone who continues to watch, comment, and support what we're building here at the Department of Football. And if you enjoyed this show today, please like, share, subscribe, and share the stream with another football fan. We'll continue to bring you exclusive training camp coverage, NFL analysis, and everything you need as we get closer to kickoff. And once kickoff happens, we are going to have game day shows, not just for the Broncos, but for the Colts too every now and again. Well, I'm off and on.
Yeah. I don't know about that, dog. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. That's still, ladies and gentlemen, that's still in negotiations, okay?
Also, big reminder that we will be having a special stream in a couple of Sundays for our fantasy football draft. We're going to get some of our other fantasy players in here in the show with us to absolutely crush it and have a great time as we draft these teams. So, again, super excited. Rob, any last comments?
Oh, I got last comments for you, Grunt. I got a lot of last comments for you. You traitor. You treason-ass bum mother. Okay, all right, hold on. I digress. Let me bring it back down. No, in all fairness, I'm not even looking at the comments because I know your wife is just trying to get me to have an aneurysm on stream right now. In all honesty, I think it was very awesome that you got to take your family to a training camp. A little jelly about that on several different levels. Not super happy that it was the Colts. Definitely not happy that you're a traitor. And we didn't even make it to the season, Grunt. We didn't even make it to the season. We didn't even have one season of you and I doing our own shit as Broncos fans. And you traitor. You traded on me. This is worse than my favorite player getting traded to another team. Okay? So, hey, for the record, you can send me your Zach Allen jersey. You don't need it no more.
I'm going to keep that. I still love Zach Allen.
No. See? No. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
I'll make you a trade. I'll send you my Zach Allen one, but you got to buy me the Forrest Buckner one. Defensive end for defensive end.
That's a fair. We'll talk. That's a fair
trade. That's a fair trade, dog.
That's a fair. Wait, what size is your jersey?
Extra large.
Ah, damn it. We'll talk. I'm not pulling up any more of your comments, Jess. Yeah, I'll pull up this one. Broncos gonna win. Damn right.
Oh, it's okay. Hang on.
No, don't you? I swear to God, I'll kick you off here.
Flag on the field. 15-yard penalty, and the Colts win it.
Jesus, really? Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us in the comments. Again, here on the Department of Football, we are a new channel. Gridiron Command is our flagship show. Please like, share, subscribe, hit us up on all our socials. As the season starts, I guess now we can announce it since GridironGrunt kind of pulled the rug out from underneath me on that. The original plan was we were going to have a pregame, play-by-play, and post-game for every Broncos game. I will fight tooth and nail to make that happen. However, we may have additional shows now that my co-host has defected to the other side. You're like an American that defected to the Russians.
I think it's the other way around. I think I was a Russian and I defected.
No.
I think that's the way.
No. You're in the military. You defected to Russia. You son of a bitch. Anyway, sorry. My bad. But that was the original plan. So, stay tuned. We have a lot of stuff in store. We might have more in store than what I was planning for, but we'll figure it out. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. And y'all have a good night and we'll see you next week.